a former football player at the University of Alabama, head coach at Clemson with a big win over Notre Dame. Coach Swinney, welcome into the game. I hope you're doing well, sir.
I'm doing good. Good to be with you.
Coach, do you have a 24-hour rule, 36 hours? What's it like, the celebration there, beating Notre Dame in front of the national TV audience?
Oh, shoot, yeah. We just, our guys are off on Sunday, and, staff, we come in on Sunday. And, by the time we have our personnel meeting Sunday afternoon, as coaches, we've moved on, and we bring the players in on Monday morning at 6:30. And that's when we kind of put the previous game to bed. So we got all that done this morning, and they come in Monday afternoon, and it's on to the next opponent. I mean, we've got a lot of work to do. That was a great win for us, obviously, and people make a big deal out of one win, but they're all big, man. They're all huge. That was a special moment, but at the end of the day, it's just one of 12, and that's just our mentality. We got to put everything we got into each and every game. I'm proud of our team. We want to be 4-0 right now, but probably the thing I'm most pleased with is we're nowhere close to playing our best game or our best football, and but yet we found a way to win each and every week. So we're going to keep improving, keep getting better, and we just got to continue to have the right mentality as far as how we prepare each and every week.
Coach, as we look and as you continue to grow as a coach, and no doubt you're at a high level, but do you ever look back and look at where you were at as assistant coach, where you became a head coach, and where are you today, and look back at some of the mistakes that you make, but now you don't make them because you've got so much experience?
Well, I mean, I just think that's life in general for not just me as a coach, but everybody out there, whether it's you doing the radio or whatever. I mean, I was definitely a better player as a junior and a senior than I was as a freshman and a sophomore. I got into coaching in 1993, and feel like I've gotten better every year along the way. And we all learn from our mistakes, we learn from our successes, and we learn from other people. I think that, the best of the best are just, always trying to get better. And, I knew from the moment that I got into coaching that I wanted to have a chance to be a head coach one day, and I started preparing, really right away. Just fortunate that good Lord had it in the cards for me to have an opportunity when I was 38 years old to get, my first head job. And not just a job, but a great job at a great place like Clemson. So, I think that no matter how hard you prepare as an assistant, you can get ready to have a baby all you want as a dad or a mom, but until you go through that experience, it's just different. And it's the same thing as being a head coach. You prepare. But there's nothing like the actual experience and the things that you learn, while doing the job. So it's been a great 6 years plus here. We've built a good culture. I think that there's only 4 teams in the country that have had 4 10-plus win seasons in a row, and we're one of them. Alabama's one of them, and we're proud to be a team and a program that's relevant. But we're just getting going. I mean, we got a long way to go, and I think that we have built the type of consistency that you got to have to, be a great program, not just a good team. And I'm talking about consistency in recruiting, consistency in academics. 5 of our 6 years we've been top 10 in the country academically. Had 120 seniors, 114 of them have graduated, and then obviously winning on the field. So. We're in a good spot right now. We just gotta keep moving forward.
We're talking to Coach Dabo Swinney right now, helping us out from Clemson, the head coach there, big win over Notre Dame. I want to go back to Coach Stallings for a couple of minutes. We feature him every week, and 15, 20 minutes that I get a chance to talk with him, we open up to phone calls to be able to just be around him and to be around a legend. He's also your mentor, has helped you out quite a bit. Just talk about what Coach Stallings means to you.
Oh, he's just one of a kind. He just gives me great perspective. He knows me, and I have a great appreciation for Coach Stallings. I grew up obviously in Alabama, and my heroes were Bear Bryant, and a lot of Alabama players growing up, and I never got a chance to meet Coach Bryant. But I had a chance to spend 7 years with Gene Stallings, and the only two bosses he had were Bear Bryant and Tom Landry. So I'm thankful that I had those 7 years. And to be honest with you, he gave me a chance to play as a sophomore. He gave me a scholarship. He hired me as a graduate assistant. He hired me as a full-time coach, coaching the receivers and the tight ends when I was 26 years old. He's given me some great advice along the way. He's just always been there for me. He's been to Clemson many, many times, and he's become a great friend, not just a mentor. And I learned more from him, after he retired than I did. You don't know what you don't know, when you're going through something. Those 7 years, I just thought that's just the way, it was, and the way everybody did things. And then once you get around other people and you start seeing different things, it really just more or less reinforced some of the things that he believed in and why, and how he managed the staff and practice schedules, just all kinds of little things that I took from him. We have some different philosophies as well. I've learned from a lot of people, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Coach Stallings. I mean, again, right place, right time, but at the end of the day, he believed in me as a player and a coach, and I'm forever thankful, and had a chance to win the Gene Stallings Award back in May, and that's the Heisman Trophy to me as a coach. There's a lot of coaching awards out there, and maybe I'll coach long enough and win some of those, but to be able to receive that award from him in Dallas, it doesn't get any better for Dabo.
When you look back, and he's always telling us to run the football. Does he ever tell you that? Just you got to run it more. You got to run it more. Does that ever come across? Because it comes across here weekly. He's always looking at pass type offense, and he says, running the football still wins in college football. Does that ever come across or come up?
Oh, we've had all kind of conversations along the years. I think he's kind of gotten past that. He early on he tried to give me a lot of that advice. I'd talk to him. He wanted to know, what were you thinking here? What were you thinking there? But now I think he's just kind of accepted that hey, we just, there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat and be successful, but at the end of the day, he's right. It all comes back to being able to win in the trenches, regardless of how you do certain things. You have to be able to block and hold the point of attack on the defensive side and run the ball and stop the run. I mean, our game this weekend, heck, we're playing in a hurricane, and we're supposedly playing the best offensive line in the country. And, this back that was rushing for 150 yards a game, he rushed for 50. And then our back rushed for 100-something. We went for 212 yards rushing on a great, Notre Dame defensive line. And again, the way you do things may be a little different, but it always comes back to that ability to establish the line of scrimmage and play great defense. So, we led the nation in 11 categories on defense last year. This year, we've really made a commitment to try to, run the ball better within the philosophy that we have. And so far, we're off to a good start with that.
Coach, I want to go to the post-game interview there. The intensity, the emotions that you were able to show got a lot of people fired up, and certainly the cutoff or the technical difficulties there that went off, and I think they replayed it maybe a couple of hours later. But just your thoughts. I mean, you're a guy that wears your emotions on your sleeve, and I think a lot of people really like that about you. And I know there's a lot of people here in Tuscaloosa pulling for you and enjoying and embracing the success that you're having there in Clemson.
Well, here at Clemson, it's a little different. Regardless of who we play, or, whether it's App State or Wofford or Notre Dame, everybody comes on the field after the game here. It took me a little while to get used to that, but now 13 years in, I'm numb to it. But it's still, crazy, in Tuscaloosa. I mean, they got snipers, man. They'll take you out. Have somebody run on the field after the game. I mean, and I just never had experienced anything like that. And but at Clemson, that's a tradition here. Everybody comes on the field. and we have to all gather at the Paul, and we sing the alma mater, and it's just an amazing thing. And then you have an emotional down to the last play type of game like that, and it's pandemonium. But it's fun, and I have fun. I love what I do. I mean, and fun's in the winning. That's one thing Coach Stallings taught me. Fun's in the winning. You better enjoy winning, and if you don't enjoy winning, if it ever gets to that point where even when you win it ain't no fun, then you better go do something else. And that's just the way it is for me. I want our guys to have a great experience. I want them to, we always got a lot to coach, always got a lot to correct. That's what Sunday and Monday are for. If we achieve the goal, however we achieve it, we need to celebrate that because at the end of the day, we got the goal accomplished. I have fun. I love what I do, and none of us are promised tomorrow. None of us. And I certainly, want to enjoy the journey as well. I mean, each and every week is just a huge task to prepare for an opponent and to get yourself ready and get the team ready. And, so it just really, every win is huge. And, it's just a crazy world because, like I said, now, people stick a microphone in your face in a moment of, jubilation. And, if anybody knows me, sometimes you never know what I'm going to say. I just try to be who I am. I don't try to be anything that I'm not. I just, I am what I am, and I don't know how to do anything any other way.
Well, Coach, we certainly salute you for allowing your faith to play a role when you've been given a platform like that to promote our Savior. Certainly a highlight, and certainly a lot of us enjoy those moments because of the platform that you're given. We greatly appreciate the conversation here in Tuscaloosa. Certainly proud of your success, and very few weeks go by that Dabo's name does not come up here in Tuscaloosa. I know a lot of people taking a lot of pride in what's happening there in Clemson. Thank you again for being a part of our show.
Well, I appreciate that, and we obviously got a lot of fond memories there in Tuscaloosa. Spent right at 14 years there, and very proud of what Coach Saban and the staff there is doing. They good to see them get back on track, and I know that they're going to have a great year. But wish everybody the best, and appreciate the support.